So just when you think you're done wiring, you're not done wiring. So I had to get this MSD tack adapter and get it wired in because my tack don't work, and it used to work, I think. It's not the only gauge that doesn't work. Not only does my tack not work, but my temperature gauge doesn't work. So I got it mounted in here, and I had to cut the wires in here and splice them in. So now I just got to get me a piece. I think I got a little piece of split loom to cover that up, and then I got to stuff this all back in there because I wanted to go clear back to here where everything's spliced together, because I was trying to make sure there's a white wire and a gray wire. The gray wire is the tack output, and I just wanted to make sure that the white wire was just in there hooked to nothing, because it should be hooked to nothing. Okay, I've got that tucked in. I can't seem to find any of that little 3/8 stuff I had. I may have used it all down there on those wires, but I think we're ready to try it. Geez, I hope this works. Come back here and turn the old secret disconnect on. Lights are on. Okay. Neutral. Here we go. Something's hitting the fan. Or I don't know what the heck. That didn't sound right. Uh-oh. What did I heard some. Oh, I know what that was. It was snapping. I didn't plug the coil wire back in. What an idiot. Alright. Now it'll run. I hope. Just when you think you're done, you're not done. Okay, here we go. Come on, baby. Work tack. Yeah, I don't think that's reading correct, do you? I don't know. That works, but disappointing. I don't really think it's reading accurately. I don't know. I probably just needed to take my gauges when I had them out, send them off, and have them rebuilt. Okay, so I got the back end of the card jacked up, and I took the speedo cable out of the tranny, put the drill on it, and the speedometer works. But before I did that, I reached up in the dash and I pulled the connection back away from the speedo and then shoved it back in. Then I tested it with the drill and it works. So let's see if it works with the wheels jacked up. See if it's gonna run. already put 2 tents on it. That's awesome. So I'm assuming it was probably the cable wasn't connected in the square drive in the speedometer, and when I pulled it back and shoved it in, it engaged. I had a horrible time trying to get that hooked up the first time. So anyway, that's awesome. So I called TTI to order an exhaust system for this, and the dude was out to lunch, so she told me to call Magnum Force in Nevada. I don't know where they're at. And I talked to some gal, and she said that they're 2 to 3 months out. And I just went, no thanks. So I can either order one, wait 2 to 3 months, or I can call TTI again, see if that's actually true. Through Summit Racing, I can buy, what's it called? Magnaforce. And that one I can put together myself, and they've got it in stock. Okay, let's go tear some stuff up. She died. She's cold. The window don't really help. Ready?
I'm ready.
Reverse is like, I think you could go 100 miles an hour. Hey, shush. Okay, kids, we're out of here. Well, that was a blast. I was super nervous when I went over to the gas station to get some gas because kids were getting out of school. So I put a show on for them. That one car, the black one at the stop sign, they rolled down the windows. They said, "Hey, cool car." Had people holding their phones up to the window, trying to take a picture. So I was grinning from ear to ear, nervous as heck about doing this, but I just couldn't stand it. I had to get it out of the garage. So anyway, this is a 73 Challenger. It's 50 years old this year. 50 years old. Can you believe that? That's just amazing. Anyway, so I've taken it out on a good test drive. I came back and got Mrs. Jpaydirt, and she went for a ride and did a lot of giggling. Griffey was in the back seat doing a lot of barking until I took off. Then he got real quiet. I don't think he just didn't know what to think of it. So I went over to the store and I put about 6.8 gallons of gas in it, premium, and my gas gauge reads half a tank. I'm sure it's not going to be correct. Most aftermarket sending units never are, and I had to replace this one. I think overall, I can't remember, I think that's a 13 or a 15 gallon tank is all. So I put almost 7 gallons in it, plus what I put in it here, which might have been 4 or 5 gallons. So the gas gauge is probably off by at least a quarter. It should probably be reading 3/4 of a tank. I have been working on this car for 9 years. 9 years. It has been in this shop 9 years. So you can imagine how tickled I am to have this done and to be able to get it out of here. So this next week I'm gonna go clean out the garage, get rid of the mower and some other things, and then I can park this in the garage so I can start working on other things. So it's been quite a process. Working on cars sucks up a lot of time. Everything is custom. Everything takes 2 and 3 times longer than it normally would. So I never ever thought I'd get this car done, and now that it's done, I'm standing here looking at it and I'm just tickled to death. I can't tell you how awesome it is to have it done. Now there's still a lot of work I can do to it, and they always say hot rod cars are never done. And I'm finding out that's true, but it's going to be so much fun to be able to drive it this summer. Like I said, I want to get an exhaust on it now. I had to take it out and rod it around the neighborhood with open headers, but I got to plumb the AC and get that done. And I have, I think, 21 pounds of R12 to put in it. So I'll have to make sure I get it good and tight and use that R12 in it. So 50-year-old car's got to have R12. Anyway, that should make her blow cold. One thing I can tell you is the heater, it will just drive you out of that car. That heater works so well. And I'm just tickled about that. I mean, that was one heck of a project in itself to rebuild that heater box and wire it, get all that stuff done. So I appreciate you watching the car videos. I know for a lot of you it doesn't interest you, but this video should have interested you, actually driving it. So anyway, have a great week. I'm gonna spend all week with a big smile on my face. Smiling like a kid from ear to ear.
Hey boy, that's the car.
What's wrong, officer?
Boy, you're in a heap of trouble. Violation City Ordinance 11-14, operating a racing type vehicle inside the city limits.
Oh, officer, this is the new Dodge Challenger RT. It's not a racer.
Ain't I? What kind of tires them, boy?
Optional polyglass GTs.
Racing tires. Them stripes, them, boy, what you call those?
Racing stripes.
I suppose that's a reconverted lawnmower motor.
Optional 440 Magnum V8.
What's that doohickey in there, boy?
Well, that's a new optional slapstick racing shift. So look, it's got concealed wipers, and it's got dual headlights. You don't find that on any racer, do you?
Careful, boy. I'll book you as a law officer.
If you can handle the way people react to your 1970 Dodge Challenger, you could be Dodge material.
Now look, boy, I know a race car when I see one.